This evening, our media panel are the Donalene Mateo-Bryant, Donalene of the Athens Messenger, and David DeWitt of the Athens News, and they will be asking the first four rounds of questions after the opening statements. And our candidates from left to right, Bob Gibbs, Zack, and Lindsey Sutton. And one of the things we're going to do this evening, and if you think about it and a question comes up, any one of three people might be called upon to answer the question first, and either of two to answer it second. So there are 6 different possible orders, and we plan to go through those over the course of the evening. But we will have from each candidate an opening statement of 2.5 minutes. I will say, I'm saying this vigorously for our timekeeper and our candidates. And then after that, we'll have several rounds of questions from our media panel members for 1.25 minutes apiece on the answers. And then we'll have questions from you in the audience, again, 1.25 minutes on the answers. And then finally, the closing remarks from each of the three. And the order in which people speak has been determined by lot this evening. So I think we might as well start right in, and let me find my order. The order for the opening statements will be Lindsey Sutton, Zack, and Bob Gibbs. And so, Mr. Sutton, let me invite you to begin with an opening statement of 2.5 minutes.
Thank you, sir, and I appreciate the invitation to come to this event. My name is Lindsey Sutton. I am originally from Clarksburg, West Virginia. It's a small community in Harrison County, West Virginia. Born and raised there. Left West Virginia in 1971, joined the United States Air Force. Spent 20 years in the United States Air Force, where during that time I met my wife, Elaine. We've been married on the 21st of this month. It'll be 38 years. We have 6 children, 5 daughters, 1 son. I have 3 granddaughters and 1 grandson. We live in Holmes County. The first when we came to this area, we did actually come to this district. We came from Sutton County and then ultimately moved up to Holmes County. The reason when I retired from the Air Force, my wife had family in this area, and we liked it. We stayed. I've entered this race because I think our country is in trouble. Excuse me. We've got federal government is bloated, it's oversized. We have a $13 trillion national debt, $1.5 trillion annual budget deficit, weakened defense posture, and by my view, and a lot of folks that I've talked to, we're losing a lot of our individual rights. This is the reason that I got into this race, because I think what we need to do in this country is come together instead of the large divisions that we have. I'm running on principles, and the principles I'm running on are the fundamental principles of the founder of this country, which basically is individual freedom. The U.S. Constitution was designed for everybody's benefit. It was to keep the federal government at bay so we can enjoy our freedoms and prosper because of our freedoms. I'll just wrap that up since I have 15 seconds. But again, thanks for the invitation to come to this.
Next, Zack.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to extend my gratitude to the League of Women Voters for offering us an opportunity to voice our positions on various issues and allow the voters of Ohio's 18th to make the contrast. And it's important this year that we send the right person to Congress. Lindsey, right, we're in a difficult time here in America. We're dealing with issues of, in some cases, profound dimensions. And I think in many ways we're at a crossroad. And in the decision as to who you're going to send to Congress, I think basically 2 rubrics. On the one hand, and I hope that you have a chance to hear us talk about our our positions regarding the role of government, kind of a general category, but what is the role of government when it comes to establishing trade policies, social programs like Social Security, building infrastructure, working with industry? And on the other hand, the second rubric has to do with our district itself. What can we do to make sure that Ohio's 18th congressional district, to make sure that counties like Athens County, which has a poverty rate exceeding 30% right now, what can we do to make sure that our region isn't the first in and the last out of recessions, as we've always been? And that's a really important element, I think, of the decision-making process. It's a really important part of the job of your congressman. I've been working very hard in creating a plan so that we're no longer following, but we're leading. Renew Ohio, many you've heard about, is a program that was designed to facilitate a discussion among people throughout the district, office holders, businessmen, educators, and it was very successful in producing some definite ideas about what the future holds. And from that plan, we've seen some really impressive developments. We have a long way to go. We're seeing the largest solar farm in the country come to Ohio 18. We recently got funding for connecting Appalachia broadband, and many more things I hope to get in tonight. We just don't have time in the opening to go through it all. But I want you to think about that aspect. What member of this team up here has the right plan for success in the future? Thank you.
And before I give you the floor, Mr. Gibbs, why, let me just note that along with the League of Women Voters, the Athens County Library System is sponsoring this, and I am remiss by 2 minutes in mentioning that. So now, Bob Gibbs, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you to the League of Women Voters and the library. We have a great library system here in the state of Ohio, so it's great to have this this forum here at the library. My wife Jodie's with me here tonight, and we get down to Nelsonville quite a bit because our youngest son went to Hocking College, and when he came down here about 6 years ago, I saw an opportunity, and I built a small little apartment building out here on the other end of town, and so I'm down here in Nelsonville quite a bit and got to know this community quite well. I live up in Holmes County, exactly 2 hours and 15 minutes north of here, 116 miles. I know that because I've driven down here so much to the apartment. My background is I'm in agriculture. I've been self-employed as a farmer and small businessman since 1978, and I've been in Soil and Water Conservation District, worked my way up through the Community Extension and Farm Bureau, and in the late 90s I was president of the Ohio Farm Bureau. And then in 2002, when they did the redistricting, I had an opportunity, my local Holmes County Republican Party asked me to run for the open seat, and I did, and I was served in the Ohio House of Representatives for 6 years, and then in 2008 I ran for the state Senate, so I'm currently the state senator in the 22nd district. The reason I decided to run for Congress here a little over a year ago, in August a year ago, was I'm really concerned about the direction this country's headed. And you know, we talk about the massive deficit spending, borrowing, the regulatory scheme that's punishing businesses, and when I get out there and meet with businesses, there's so much uncertainty coming out of Washington, D.C. that everybody's sitting on their hands. And the only way we fix this problem is we can get this economy going and get people back to work. That's the only way. And I'm really disheartened that Congress went home here 2 weeks ago and didn't address the largest tax increase coming January 1st. That will undoubtedly, in my opinion, put us back in a worse situation than we went through. So, you know, this election comes down to that. It's a pretty clear choice. If you want bigger government, higher taxes and higher costs, don't vote for me. But my commitment to all of everybody in the 18th district is we got to restore the confidence and get employers investing again. And the way you do that, number one, we have to get the deficit spending under control. We have to roll back these massive tax increases. We don't pass policies like cap and trade, the national energy tax that unfortunately our congressman supports. That's going to kill jobs and shift wealth overseas and raise energy prices for everybody in this region. And so that's what it comes down to. We got to restore the confidence by bringing certainty to consumers, American people here in the district, and employers. So once again, they will hire and we'll get people back to work. So thank you. I have to look forward to your questions.
Thank you.